One of my favorite quotes that I'm familiar with, I'm not going to sit here and say I heard it for the first time recently. I know about this for a while. And it goes, don't provide medicine to people who like being sick. I heard that over a year or some change ago from my mother, actually. You know, moms know best. They always crazy ass terminology or quote that, you know, reflects on what we're going through in life. But I'm huge on being a caretaker, being there for people, and providing for people. And I do that with integrity. I don't do it because people are watching. I don't do it because I'm gonna receive praise or even blessings, because a lot of people be like, yo, you better count your blessings. You know, you better do what you can. If you see a homeless man, give him $1. No, that's just, a lot of that shit for me is just unintentional. However, imagining having a friend or relative or someone that you're really close to or that you really want to help and they don't accept it. You know, I have a friend who, you know, was going through some relationship issues, some relationship problems, and me not being familiar with how relationships work, I kept my distance. All I did was give him praise on who he was as a man and how his character looked compared to, you know, how he looked as a boyfriend or a husband to, you know, his spouse at the time or to his girlfriend. He just continued. He didn't want the praise. You know, he wanted, a lot of people would say attention. You know, he was attention seeking for whatever reason, because he was hurt. However, there were people around him, still people around him. He's doing better. I'm going to sit here and say he's doing better. You know, this is just an example. But there were people around him, still are people around him who knows who he is, like, as a person, and tells him that despite what you're going through, you cannot allow that to determine who you are as a person. You can't allow that one moment to be the example of who you are as a person or a human being. That's not okay. Let me finish my coffee, y'all, because, oh my God, it done got cold, and I hate nuking coffee, even though I'm really good at it. I'm really good at putting coffee in the microwave when it got cold, but let's go ahead and finish that. But how does that play into today's video? Yo, if someone doesn't want to receive help, if they don't want to receive praise, they don't want to receive a blessing, it is not your job. You are not obligated to provide anything to anybody, whether it's, again, a blessing, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's some safe space to ensure that that person understands who they are as a human being. This is not your job. And this is not me just talking to you. I'm talking to myself. You know, I have to look myself in the mirror sometimes, and I'm going to replay this video after I edit it and, you know, before I put it out. I have to accept that too for myself, because I've been in the same position as my friend who at the time didn't want to receive praise. He didn't want to receive acknowledgement that he's not a bad person. He's not a bad spouse. He's not a bad friend. He's not a bad father. Just recently, yesterday, you know, I had a conversation with a friend, and I was letting this friend know that a lot of things that a lot of labels that this person gave me, you know, they're probably not labels. I need to use a better word, but basically, this person was giving me the same praise that I give other people, the same acknowledgement that I gave other people, and I just refused to accept it. If anything, it was irritating me in a bad way. Why was it doing that? Because in hindsight, I didn't feel like I was able to accept it. I have a lot of flaws. No one's perfect. But that right there is where I had to remind myself that eventually you will need to accept who you are and who you want to be. Because yes, I want to be a great man. Yes, I want to be a phenomenal father. But in order to get there, you have to feel like that yourself. You have to feel like that. Accept the medicine. That's all I had to say. Accept the medicine. Because at this point, I'm myself, and I know as well as whoever these viewers are, is tired of being sick. Let's get well together. All right? So get up. If it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whatever day of the week that you're watching, get up. Accept your medicine, no matter who's it coming from. It doesn't matter who it is coming from. Accept your medicine. All right? I'm going to go get some more coffee.